Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Daniel Fenster, and I am the Clinical Director of Complete Wellness. That's a picture of the Complete Wellness team. We're quite a crew. We have some amazing providers. We do all sorts of stuff in the office: acupuncture, massage, psychology, many different things. But let me tell you first a little bit about myself, especially right here at the beginning, while people are continuing to check in. So that's me all the way in the back. You can see me back there. Good. And there I am, full screen. Thank you, Ben. Ben, my assistant, is here helping me. So let me tell you a little bit about me. Growing up, my dad was a rabbi. He is a rabbi, 93 years old, God bless him. And he never took me to weddings and bar mitzvahs and that fun stuff. He always took me to funerals. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Funerals and condolence houses. And without fail, at the end of those condolence calls or funerals, my dad would always turn to me, and say, "Dan, there's a lot of pain in this world." And that really had an effect on me. I was a young child. It continued through my teenage years. And that effect led me to become a chiropractor, to help people with their physical pain. What does that have to do with this lecture? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The reason I tell you that is because I want you to know where my journey in health and wellness started. But the truth is, it started even before that. When I was 4 years old, I was in a bad accident and I lost the vision in my eye, my left eye. So I was up against a challenge from a very young age. And of course, you can imagine that that had its effect on my ability to read in school and study, and made me feel like a loser. And facing up to that challenge has applications today, because we are up against a challenge. There's a lot going on in the world. I don't have to tell you, we're all living it, experiencing it 24/7. Even in our dreams, we're thinking about COVID and all of that that goes with it. But I have experience in dealing with challenges, because that's how I live. That's how I lived my life for a very long time. And moving forward, I now have a blueprint, an understanding, a method of dealing with challenges personally, but also in the world of health and wellness. So with my team, we do many things. Chiropractic is one of them, but tonight is not about chiropractic. What tonight is mostly about is a field called functional medicine. Thank you, Ben. So what is great and different about functional medicine? Functional medicine is a field of medicine where the goal is to get the body to function, hence the name, as optimally as possible, which is a very different approach than conventional American medicine. In functional medicine, we try and uncover the underlying roots of the problem. We try and really figure out what's going on with the body. So I like to say in functional medicine, we connect the dots. What does that mean? If a person comes to us and they have heart disease, and they have hormonal issues, and they have kidney problems, what are the issues that are connecting those symptoms? We'll talk more about that in a moment or two. But that's the goal of functional medicine. So tonight is not about chiropractic. It's not about any of the other services that we do at Complete Wellness. It's about functional medicine. Broadly speaking, our goal is to get your body functioning better. What does that mean? Imagine that our body is a fortress, and the wall to the fortress is kind of thin, like you see on the screen. It's not the most secure fortress in the world. And what do we have coming at our fortress? Now, as a quick aside, I've been giving this lecture for about 30 years. By the way, this is the first time I have ever given it virtually. I've been to corporations, major corporations, patients, organizations, schools. I've given this is my signature talk. I've given this signature talk many, many, many times. This is the first time virtually. So if it doesn't seem smooth at some points, I apologize. But that's you. And that's the fortress that you live in, the fortress of your body. So what do we have coming at us? We have family stress. When I give this lecture in a group, I always ask, what are your stresses? So tonight I'm talking to myself and you're listening. And people always say, family, that's a huge stress. Another stress is work. Work we find very stressful sometimes. Work politics, producing, etc. Money, those are the three main stressors that people talk about when I give this in a group. Again, I ask people, call out your stressors. Those are the common three. But also the environment is stressful. I don't know if you've noticed, we're living in a more and more toxic world. New York City, there's a lot of pollution. There's toxins in our food, whether it's hormones or glyphosate, pesticides, things like that. We live in a toxic world. All these stresses are coming at our fortress all the time. Digital stress, our phones, our computers, blue light, all that is a stress on our system. And of course, updating this talk to the current reality, we have viruses and germs. If our fortress is thin and flimsy, like you see it is now, those stressors have the ability to get into us. What could we do? Could we eliminate family? Could we eliminate work? Could we eliminate money? Could we eliminate the environment? Can we eliminate digital? Can we eliminate viruses? That's part of the approach right now. But is it possible to really eliminate all those stressors in our life? Not really possible. We can't control those external factors. We can't control the circumstances, but we can control us and we can control our choices. How do we do that? First of all, what does that look like? This is what that looks like. We increase your strength. We increase the strength of your fortress. We increase how you function so that you can deal with the stressors that we have to deal with on an everyday basis. I hope that makes sense. So now to bring it to the current reality, if this approach makes sense to you, what we're doing tonight is we're inviting you, if it makes sense, to book a 15-minute discovery call with me to talk about this approach, if it's right for you, and if it's right for us to work together in a way to make your fortress stronger. By the way, I just see someone ask me a question. I'm going to save questions for the end. One of my goals is to answer your questions even before you ask them. I know I'm speaking to a mostly New York City crowd and we're all skeptics. So the goal is to answer the question. At the end, I'm going to try and take as many questions as I get. Of course, depending upon how long I talk for. I told you my father's a rabbi, so I have a tendency to talk a lot. I'm a chip off the old block. If you're interested in finding out if this is a good fit for you, for us to work together to make your body stronger, you can go to that Calendly website and book an appointment, or you can text me. Feel free to text me. There it is, 646-284-5220. And say, I'd like to talk to you, and we'll make time to talk. If you have questions, please feel free to submit them here. And as I said, I'll get to them hopefully at the end. If not, I'd like to answer them beforehand. That would be really the first goal. So let's talk about COVID-19. Who is at higher risk? People, older adults, and people who have serious chronic medical conditions like heart disease, diabetes, lung disease. The statistics out of Italy are that 95% of the people that passed away had either heart disease, diabetes, lung disease, and kidney disease was also in that group. Those problems are mostly preventable. How would we prevent them? By increasing the strength of your fortress. That's the major premise of tonight's talk, that the goal is to increase the function of your body. And the byproduct of increasing the function, of increasing your health and wellness, is that you never get one of those chronic medical conditions. That's the goal. In fact, even before COVID showed up for us, 75% of the $2.7 trillion we spend on healthcare in this country is largely preventable. Again, I always go back to that major premise of this talk, which is to strengthen your fortress, to strengthen your body, to make you stronger so that you never get those preventable diseases that people are falling from at this time from COVID. You know, obviously a terrible time, but what I think about is I've been giving this talk for 35 years on one very limited level. I'm really happy right now because I believe people are going to wake up to the importance of health and wellness. Obviously, I'm very sad about, 99.9% of this, but people are going to wake up to the importance of health and wellness, to the importance of taking charge of their health, to the importance of taking extreme ownership. Because if there's something that we should be learning right now, is that no one else except you is really going to take care of your health. Nobody else but you is in charge of your health, not your insurance company, not your government. It comes down to you. So if 75% of the $2.7 trillion we spend on healthcare is preventable, how do we do that? Here's how we do it. Here's how we do it in functional medicine. So COVID-19, your wake-up call to be more proactive in your health and in your wellness. So imagine that on top of those pillars is a ceiling. We want to hold up that ceiling, which equates to strengthening your fortress, as much as possible. The more pillars holding up that ceiling, the better. How do we do it? We do it with nutrition. Now, when I say nutrition, a lot of people sometimes think Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or, something you can buy and eat at home. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about healthy food that promotes wellness and healing in the body. Hormones. Hormones are something that's not really spoken about as much as it should be spoken about. Because when the hormones in the body get out of balance, the body really can go haywire, and you try and do a lot of things that are not at the root of the problem, not addressing the hormones. People try and do a lot of things that don't address the issue and never really solve the problem. Fitness, very important. We all know that we have to move to be healthy, whether that movement is cardio or weights or yoga or stretching. We have to make it work in your life, but we do know that fitness is an irreplaceable piece of this puzzle. Detoxification. I spoke very briefly about the toxins in our environment. So when I say detox, I'm not talking about one of those cheapo ones that you get, at the dollar store or Dwayne Reed or Walmart or something like that. I'm talking about a detoxification that's going to pull the toxins out of your body. It's a very important piece of the puzzle. Stress management. What are the things that you can do to make you stronger to deal with your stress? I don't really like the term stress management, to be honest with you, but everybody uses it. So I'm using the language that everybody uses. We don't want to manage your stress. We want to help you to be stronger so that the stress, I'm going to use the term, bounces off you. Immune function. What are the things that you should be doing always, and especially right now, to help you deal with the external stressors that we have to deal with? And of course, gut health. Gut health is very important because we know that many of the hormones in the body, many of the neurotransmitters in the body are created in your gut. So everyone knows the word microbiome. That's become very popular recently. That's a very important piece of the wellness, of the health package. So how does that work in terms of how we actually function? Most of us in conventional medicine, in conventional American medicine, here's how we function. We're living our lives and the check engine light comes on. What is that? That's some clue that your body is telling you. So if it was your car, you might pull into the gas station and say, what do I need to do right now to keep going? Because we're all pushers. We're all always trying to continue in our lives, to keep going, to push through, to get to the next level. So the mechanic, resets the engine light and off you go. Or another example is if you come home and somebody by accident left the sink on upstairs and the water is pooling in the basement, Do you just go downstairs and start bailing the water out of the basement? Or do you get to the root of the problem? Do you go upstairs and actually turn off the water and then deal with the water that's collected in the basement? Of course, it makes perfect sense. That's what we do in functional medicine. We don't just bail the water out of the basement, we also go upstairs and we turn off exactly what is the source of the problem. So that's how most of us operate. That's mostly how conventional American medicine operates. And it's not that the doctors are bad. That's how they've been trained. That's how the system is set up. They would like to change it, but the system is so big that it's difficult to change that. So we have to think about where you are in terms of your health and your wellness, and where is it, and your immunity, your health, your wellness, and your immunity, your overall function, and where is it that you want to go? What is your destination, if you will? What is your health goal? Where is it that you want to get to? This is the Grand Canyon. It would be hard to go from one side to the other, but there is a path. There is a blueprint. And this is something that we do every day in functional medicine and in complete wellness. The problem, or one of the problems, is that people often go to the internet to find solutions. And going to the internet to find solutions is like drinking out of a fire hose, because there's so much information coming at us so quickly, and it's all disjointed. Imagine drinking out of a fire hose. What would you want to do? You'd pull away. It's just too much, too quickly. So Facebook is great for social interaction, and Instagram is great to see what your friends are doing, but it's not a place to find the method or the methods to get yourself healthy and well.
I was at a place where I had done the standard stuff. I had been doing Weight Watchers. I had tried, for me, a lot of it was the weight was like the physical thing that you could see, but really I didn't know what else was going on. I had done the Weight Watchers. I had done the keto, like I was saying, and things weren't working. And I was like, something felt off, and I didn't know what was off, and I felt like there might be more happening. I've lost 65 pounds, and I had hypothyroidism, and that's managed now. Sleep apnea, I'm working on that. So there's a lot of things that my regular or normal GP hadn't uncovered that we uncovered with the program.
So that's Amy. I'm not going to give you her last name. That wouldn't be appropriate. She came to one of the lectures that I spoke about functional medicine, and she decided to do a program with us. So she came in person in the good old days. You're coming virtually, but if you're interested in booking a call with me, here's the different ways to do it. You can text me. Just text me, I want to talk. Or you can go to Calendly and go right into my calendar. One further thing I want to say about Amy is that she just won the American Heart Association's Lifestyle Change Award. They are so proud of what she has done that they're actually awarding her. So this is about choosing your destination. Where is it that you want to go with your health and your wellness? I can't decide that for you. You have to decide that for you. But the other thing that we have to consider is, where are you starting? Are you already having health challenges? Do we need to help you get to the root of those and solve those? Do you want to increase your immunity? Everyone's got a different starting place, and everyone's got a different destination. And that's what that 15-minute call is about, to see if we're a good fit to work together. Can we help you? Are you ready to make changes in your life to get to your destination? That's the exact purpose of that call. But one of the things that you have to think about is, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Those are my kids. Pretty cute, eh? Which proves one thing, that my wife must be gorgeous. But there's two things that motivate me, because I'm very healthy. I live a very healthy life. I don't just talk the talk. I just don't give these lectures. I also walk the walk. I want to be there for their future, but they also depend upon me. So this goes both ways. So that's why I take care of myself, so that we can have a long, healthy life together. So we look at the check engine light, or we look at the fact that the basement is flooding. Those in this scenario, in this slide, are the symptoms, just the thing that we see. But what are the underlying causes of those symptoms? Is it inflammation? Is it hormonal imbalance? Is it digestive issues? Is it detoxification issues? And often the body starts to leave clues, such as hair loss and hair thinning. That's something we hear all the time in functional medicine. And we start to say to ourselves, oh, that's probably just normal for me. Right? That's just me. I'm getting older. Things are starting to change. But is there a way to look at the underlying root of the problem? You're tired. You're sluggish. You're fatigued. You're running to Starbucks all the time. It's no coincidence that Starbucks is a booming business. And of course, coffee is delicious, and there are some benefits to coffee. But if you're masking your tiredness, your sluggishness, and your constant and overwhelming fatigue all the time, that's probably not a good thing. That's probably not a way that's going to strengthen and fortify your body, so that you don't get those diseases that are preventable. Something that I hear all the time, just to piggyback off of that previous slide, is, I'm exhausted, but I can't sleep. That doesn't make sense. Something must be off. Your body is giving you a clue. Your body's telling you something. And I'm not talking about a sleep disturbance thinking about the current situation. I'm talking about ongoing things that do not allow you to sleep and wake up and feel rested and energetic and ready to start the day. Bowel difficulty or a sour stomach. These are all indicators. These are all clues. They're not normal. They're not a reason just to run to the drugstore and get, the laxative or the Tums or the pink pill or the purple pill, right? We have to start to think about these things, like with heartburn and reflux. Why is that happening? What is the underlying cause? Instead of covering the symptom, let's start to think about the body and connecting the dots between these things. Unexplained weight gain. How does your weight settle out? We know that people, depending upon what's going on with their chemistry, their weight settles out, or an unexplained weight loss. We need to understand these things. Depression and anxiety. As I spoke, in your gut, in your microbiome, the body is producing many neurotransmitters like serotonin that's needed 80% of the serotonin in the body is produced in your gut. So are we addressing the ineffective or non-functioning gut to help you with your stress, with your depression and your anxiety? Or are we running and dealing with it through a pharmaceutical, which again does not address the big picture, the piece of the puzzle? Joint pain or swelling. Is there chronic inflammation going on from what you're eating? Because what you're eating can produce inflammation in your gut, which interferes with your gut health, which interferes with the serotonin production. And then you have joint pain and swelling. That's something I'm really trying to express to you. Maybe I haven't done it well quite yet, is that all of these things are connected. And when it becomes a runaway train, one thing starts to feed off the other. And then at some point, these things go from a small clue into a major breakdown of your body. And that's what we'd like to avoid, because heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes, those are the conditions that predispose someone to having a much greater effect from the coronavirus. Thyroid problems. We very often hear about chronic thyroid problems that people are put on medication for. And one of the common ones is Hashimoto's disease. We know that Hashimoto's is really an autoimmune disease. So if your body is starting to attack itself, what is the cause of that? What's really going on underneath? What do we really need to do to address those problems?
I wasn't feeling myself. I couldn't pinpoint what the problem was. I've been to a primary care physician who always kind of rushed me out of the office, and I felt like I wanted to take a deeper dive into what was, bothering me. And I kind of described some of the issues that were bothering me, certain just feelings throughout the day. I feel across the board, I feel better. I feel confident that I know what the issue is and how to solve it. So psychologically, I'm not worried all the time, because now that I know what it is, it's easier to handle. And it's not serious things, but it's things that could have been serious if we didn't catch it. So I'm very grateful for that.
So one of the things that he just touched upon, Leo, again, I'm not going to give you his last name. I gave you his first name, is that the doctor rushed him out. That's a problem with the system. That's not the problem with the doctor. I guarantee you your doctor would like to sit and talk to you, but the problem with the system is that it requires volume and volume and volume of patients. So if this is starting to make sense to you, the goal for the evening is, if it makes sense, for you to book a 15-minute discovery call with me. You and I are going to talk. You can go to Calendly and go right into my calendar and book it, or feel free to text me and just say, I want to talk. If you want to tell me more about your unique story, if you'd like to come in and really find out what's going on after the 15-minute discovery call, again, if it's a good fit, we spend an hour together. I will not be rushing you out of the office if you do decide to come in. We're going to spend a lot of time together. We're going to get to know each other at a much deeper level than just this virtual reality that we're all living in right now. We're going to talk face to face. That might be after COVID, but if not, we'll do it virtually. But it will be an hour. We're going to talk a lot. I'm going to tell you more about how we work and how we might be able to help you. And I'm going to take a deep dive with you on where are you starting and what is your destination in terms of your health and wellness. Remember, 80% of our immunity is in our gut. You may have heard the term leaky gut. It's a problem where different nutritional factors leak out of our gut, can't be useful there, causes a lot of inflammation, and then our immune system becomes depressed. So remember, in that pillars picture, we had all those pillars holding up that ceiling. That's the point that I'm trying to express to you, is that all of these different aspects of your health are interconnected, and you have to address all of them if you're really going to fortify your fortress, if you will, because we have to think about our bodies as a fortress. Where your weight settles gives us some clues about what's going on in your bodies. What does that mean? Hormonally, if you're estrogen dominant, if your hormones are out of balance and you are estrogen dominant, you start to gain weight in your thighs. That's a clue. That's telling us something about your body. So are you going to just try and exercise through that? That's only one of the pillars. That would not hold up that ceiling sufficiently. We need to hold up the ceiling with every area. Are you adrenal dominant? Are you stressed out all the time? Your adrenals have to fire and create cortisol so that you can deal with that constant stress. That shows up in your body type. It shows up with your weight out in front of you. Or is your thyroid out of balance? And that's, again, a clue that's telling us something is going on. We have to address the thyroid, but we also have to address the overall picture. Or do you have a toxic buildup in your body? Because toxins accumulate in the liver. Toxins could be alcohol. Toxins could be medications. Toxins could be pesticides that are on our food. Well, we need to get rid of those toxins in order to get the body functioning better. But these are all clues about what's really going on. Are we listening to the clues? Are we listening to the clues, or are we just going to ignore them like we do with the overflowing sink, where we go right downstairs and start bailing the water out of the basement?
So before coming to Complete Wellness, I feel like I kind of struggled through the healthcare system of finding the support and comfort that I needed to kind of address some of the core challenges I was dealing with. I really felt like I did not have a real home of medical care, of trying to get a holistic picture of who I am and what I need for my health care, and I'm getting that at Complete Wellness now. And some of the most exciting results that I've found are I'm feeling stronger and fitter. I've been addressing some issues with the PCOS diagnosis I've had, and through that I've had associated weight loss and lost about 30 pounds since I've started with Complete Wellness.
Another great story about the effectiveness on overall health. She also lost a bunch of weight. You didn't see that weight loss was one of those pillars. It's a byproduct of all of those pillars working together. One of the ways that we look at things is we have to look at your hormone levels. We don't guess. This is very scientific. We look at things very specifically. So when a man comes to us and he tells us he has low energy, low sex drive, he can't put on muscles, he's got muscle mass, he's going to the gym and he's working out and nothing's changing, we look at his testosterone. And normal testosterone normal testosterone, and that is a conventional American term, is 200 to 800. Well, that's not how we work in functional medicine. In functional medicine, our goal is not normal. Our goal is optimal, because a man can come to us and his testosterone is, let's say, 225, and he's complaining about all those things I just spoke about. Well, optimally, we want his testosterone to be between 250 and 650. And we can do that many different ways. One of the ways is food. What are you doing food-wise that is suppressing your hormone levels? Has to be looked at, because remember, all of those pillars work together on optimal function. That is our goal. Again, in functional medicine, we test cortisol, and we look at the levels that it's at during the course of the day with a very simple little saliva test, because your cortisol changes throughout the day. Sometimes they will just test it one time, and that doesn't give you the full picture. We take a very deep dive on trying to figure out exactly what's going on with you. This is TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. And again, our goals are not to address normal. Who wants to be normal in life? We want optimal, because just as I said, the same thing is true with women. Someone can come, a woman can come, and her TSH could be above 0.3, and she's having all these symptoms: no sex drive, thinning hair, her skin is weird. These are the symptoms that we hear all the time. We're interested in optimal function, not normal function. And unfortunately, we hear this story all the time. A woman will go and get checked out. The traditional or conventional medical doctor will say, normal. So they send the woman to a psychiatrist or write a prescription for some kind of mood elevator, when they're, in our opinion, they're not looking at things optimally. They're looking at how a person should be functioning normally. So when we treat a person, I don't like the word treat, that was why I hesitated for a second. When we deal with a person, I guess is a better word, we do it in this way. There are pieces to the puzzle that we have to put together. And here are the pieces. Nutrition, as I said, not some fan can thing, something that is very specific to your issues. All of our programs are customized to you based on your blood work and based on where you're starting and based on what your destination is, what your needs are. So nutrition is a very important part of that, obviously. We know medicine, we know food can be medicine. That's an important piece of the puzzle. Detoxification, as I mentioned earlier. We need to pull those toxins out of your body, because many hormones are produced in the liver. If your liver is full of all these toxins, your liver will not function properly. We need to figure out what's going with your hormones. That's why I just showed you about the testing that we do. It's not guessing, it's testing. And we want to get you functioning optimally. Again, because I'm always going to go back to that first premise, which is we want to strengthen your fortress so that your body never breaks down, so that you don't get the heart disease, the diabetes, the kidney disease, and those things, those underlying complicating factors that have become so important in today's day and age with the coronavirus. We also have to get you fit. How do we do that? In a way that works for you. We will figure that out. But there's no question that movement is extremely important to what you need to do to get healthy. And the last piece of the pillars here is mentorship. We have people who have gone through, such as myself, tremendous health challenges. We have mentors to take you through your program to get you to your destination. The goal is to get you to the destination, not to just do the procedures, but to get somewhere, to strengthen your fortress so that the stressors in your life bounce off you, if you will. They don't have a long-term effect and your body does not go into breakdown. So the mentor is extremely important. Their job is to hold your hand as you go through the program and get you through to the destination, because they've been through the challenges and they know how to get you there. We put the whole thing together. That's really kind of been my whole message tonight, is that if we're going to get you stronger, if we're going to fortify your body, we've got to do all of this. Many of us have done 1 or 2 or sometimes even 3 of those pieces. And what happens? You fail. And when you fail, it's frustrating. Guess what? It's not your fault. The pieces of this puzzle, when put together in a system, is very effective to get you stronger, to get you to your health destination. And that's what we do at Complete Wellness. We get you to where you want to go. We fortify your body in the way that you want to be fortified. We get you stronger in the way that you want to be. And that's what our consultation is really all about after the 15-minute consultation that we're offering you to do tonight. There it is. What are we going to talk about? Your primary health concerns. What have you tried to address these things? Did you do 2 or 3 pieces of the puzzle and leave a few pieces out? How we can help you. How are we going to get you to your destination? That's what we're going to talk about when we speak either over the phone or virtually. And talking about a plan of action. So if you would like to take advantage of this no charge consultation, no charge, complimentary, you can go to Calendly and book a time, or you can text me, 646-284-5220. I would love to hear from you. I'm driven to help people. That's what I've been doing for a long time. It's no coincidence that my dad was a rabbi and he helped people, and everybody else in my family has joined the healing professions. It's in my blood. I can't help it. I'm a fixer. I like doing it. I would love to hear from you. People ask questions about our programs, and I would like to address some of those facts, some of those frequently asked questions. Does insurance cover these programs? Does insurance cover this? Well, insurance is primarily driven to help you turn off your check engine light. Insurance pays for pills and procedures. They do not pay for the wellness programs that we are promoting. Our goal is to change your life. What does that mean? So you're going to come and you're going to do a program with us. Maybe it's 90 days, maybe it's longer than that. Who knows? It all depends upon what your goals are and what your starting place is. I forgot what I was saying. See that? I wrote some down that I didn't want to forget, and now I forgot. So I remembered. So our goal is to change your life. So you're going to go on a program, and it's going to last as long as it lasts. The success of the program is after you're done with the program. Meaning, we want to teach you, we want to educate you, we want to show you how to eat, how to exercise, how to live your life for the rest of your life. So this is an investment not for the course of the program, but for your life. If the mentor has done their job, and they will, I guarantee you, if they've done your job, this program will have a lasting benefit forever and ever, meaning as long as you're alive. So when people ask me, does insurance cover, what I really find that they're asking is, are these programs affordable? They sound expensive. If you're prepared to spend $200, $300, $400 a month as an investment for the rest of your life, right? You don't pay the rest of your life just for to pay for the program, then we have a program for you. Our goal is to serve you and to figure out a way for you to pay for the program. So that's all it has to be, a few $100s a month, not a lot, and we can make it happen for you. What if I live far away? So we're doing this virtually. A lot can be done virtually. We've been treating patients for a long time virtually. It's not a problem. We've done it for years and years. I've had international patients for many, many, many years. So living far away, especially in today's day and age, is not difficult. Is the diet weird? Which translates into, do I have to give up my coffee? Do I have to give up my glass of wine? If your body's functioning normally, meaning that it's detoxifying regularly, because we've taught it how to do that, then you don't have to give up your coffee, you don't have to give up your wine. The diet is not weird. By the way, there is no one diet that fits all. We're going to figure out what is the right diet for you. You will be able to go out to dinner when that returns to our lives. So the diet is not weird. It's very doable. All of this is very doable. It's a simple system, ABC 1, 2, 3. You follow the system. We've done it again and again and again, and you will get to your destination without a doubt. Do I have to go to the gym? No, you do not have to go to the gym. Yes, you do have to exercise, but that can certainly be done at home. The truth is right now you can't go to the gym. So we will teach you how to exercise at home. At the end of the day, a big part of these programs are educational. We're going to teach you through videos, through the mentorship, through all the different systems, how to live a healthy lifestyle. And when you live that healthy lifestyle, your body is strong. You are less vulnerable to the stressors that we live with every single day, and you are less vulnerable to get sick from the coronavirus. You hear that all the time. If you are strong, if you don't have those underlying immunosuppressant diseases, then your body can fight the coronavirus. That's our goal, to not just have you fight the coronavirus, but to have you fight all of the stressors that we are constantly dealing with in our lives. So one last time, please feel free, if this sounds like the right program for you, if this sounds like the right program for you, then please feel free to text me or go on to Calendly. It's a no charge, complimentary, this 15-minute discovery call. I'd be honored to talk to you and talk about your health concerns and are we a good fit to work together? All those different symptoms that I spoke about earlier, those are the things that we deal with every day in our office. So if you'd like to participate, if you'd like to take action on your health, on your wellness, if you'd like to move forward, if it feels like the right fit, schedule that 15-minute discovery call on calendly.com/complete wellness /call, or just feel free to text me and say you'd love to talk. Text me at 646-284-5220. It's been a pleasure spending some time with you, even though it's virtual. I hope this was helpful tonight. I hope we all stay healthy. I hope we all take charge of our health. Be proactive. Don't be a victim. Take charge of your health, because the government is not going to do it for you. The insurance company is not going to do it for you. You've got to take charge. You've got to take extreme ownership of your health. You know your why. I know my why. I look forward to talking to you. Have a great night.